if we're coming from where we are coming from in terms of funerals.
A very spirited discussion happening right here. We continue to talk about dancehall funerals as we ask the question and, of course, answer the question as to what is the motivation behind these funerals that they're everywhere nowadays. Father Lewis is here with us. Of course, Pastor Samuels and Tommy Brightlight is here with us right here on Impact. Gentlemen, we're talking about money now because, you know, it's cheaper to live than to die. And as Father said, to get sick as well. Tommy, when it comes to so Brightlight, do you do the entire gamut? So you do 9 nights, you do everything?
Everything.
Run me through.
We started all of that
Brightlight.
revolution too. I mean, the fact is, we wanted was to make an environment as happy as possible.
But Tommy, in making it happy, shouldn't we be very conscious of what is Christ-like, what is appropriate, and not necessarily just dancehall and boogie yaga?
No. It was never Brightlight's intention to bring funeral to this level. Never, ever was. But of course, my introductions, my look, my concepts, my styles, that's what really started the whole revolution, because, you know, people are not, for the first time, seeing limousines rolling out, seeing top Escalades, seeing top vehicles rolling out, caskets, I mean, chariots. Nobody's ever seen that in this country. We've seen, like, you know, I mean, we've seen white horses and chariots being drawn now by me. You understand? So people are seeing things. So
vehicles
all of a sudden,
well?
Of course. All vehicles decorated, churches looking like a wedding. I remember quite a few, on a few occasions, a matter of fact, one of those that little escapee with myself, with Pastor and myself, was I went to this church with all this gorgeous decorations of balloons, flowers, and bows, and all of a sudden it was like, what's happening in my church? You know, because this was like a wedding, because this is it. I know, and psychologically speaking, I know environment affect how we feel, how we, you know, a lot of things. And I thought that it would be best for us to create an environment to you cannot change the emotional and the psychological feeling that people are going through in terms of their loved one. You can't change that, but you can help to minimize it by creating an environment of such. I mean, it's like walking up to your casket. You walk into the church, oh, it's nice, a lot of flowers, balloons. I mean, it's happy, happy environment. It helps.
Even though we're mourning.
Even though you're mourning, you can't stop that. You walk up to the casket and you look at the casket, wow, it's really beautiful.
Yes.
And then you walk over and you peep at your loved one and say, oh my God, this person's sleeping.
Tell me about the cost though, Tommy. Are people hanging their baskets higher than they can reach it?
Okay, all right.
What are the costs of a funeral?
Right, here this for a second. A funeral may start anywhere from over $100,000 up. But listen.
Tommy Brightlight funeral?
No. Just hear me. Just a minute. There you go.
Our traditional funeral.
There you go. Hold a second.
It's $100,000 to walk through him door.
Hold a second. Hold on.
$100,000
Let me clear this one up.
for consultation with Tommy Brightlight?
Let me clear this up. No, Brightlight does every kind of funeral. That's number one. From the poor to the middle to the rich. If you have your money, Miss Kitty.
Yes.
If you have your money in your account, put on, like when me dead, for me sitting and go, turn up.
Like how much your funeral going to cost?
Millions, man. Over 10 million, man.
$10 million?
I commit money that. Straight.
For a funeral,
yes,
$10 million?
No. Mr. When me dead, for me sitting and go bling over everybody else thing.
10 million.
Remember that. All you come, make sure you have your white suit ready.
If
you don't know white, don't come.
Oh, it's going to be all white?
Exactly, my darling.
What are some of the things people are asking for? Because I noticed that in the traditional funerals, the things are not, no, they ask for buttons. What are some of the things that they're asking for?
Listen, people want, all right, they want top vehicles. No hearse thing. They want T-shirts, they want sound system, they want bands. You have set up band, we call it Dopey band, you know.
Yeah.
And you have party band, which you know that is from the African descendant. Because I remember back in the time, the 9 night, I heard it talking about it. They used to have Pocomania bands.
Yes.
And one big party for the 9 night.
Banjo and stuff.
Yes, man, and put your dancing and the African thing. Yes, that is something that has been back there in our tradition.
Yes.
It's just that, you know, through inspiration, I've brought it back to the table in another way.
Yes.
You understand? In a more happier way. You understand? But it's not that we're trying to look down on the church to try to put the church down. No, not in my lifetime.
But in the bling and the dancehall though, Tommy, have we lost any kind of spirituality?
In terms of the church?
In terms of the church. In terms of the 9 night, for example, we talk about the Dopey band, Pastor, we were talking about that earlier. We know about that, the coffee and the tea for the whole night and the singing of the Christian hymns. Nowadays, it's the dancehall music and the raw version, not even the clean version.
Right,
So have we just secularized and just say, hey, dash out and anything is anything?
Hear this out. Most of these people that you see turn up at funerals have never even gone to a church before.
Wow.
They have I mean, they have no insights as to what holiness is all about, what a church is all about.
Pastor,
No, I'm telling you. No, I did not say everybody. I said some of these people. Now listen, one second. Let me just hear me out. There are people who just go to dance halls, go back to them house, boom, party, work, and never go to church. Yet they believe in God.
yes.
Yet they love God, because Jamaicans, every single one, no matter how mad him is, no matter how sick him is in his head, when it comes to him, God, remember, you ever pick up a bad man on the street, the first thing you see him come up with is a small Bible out and pocket. So that's not a question sign. But I'm telling you, there are a lot of people who are now who even grace the presence of church back then. Because remember, a lot of people didn't used to attend funerals, you know. Bright light brought people out of their houses. Bright light bring people together in terms of funerals.
Because like William Grass funeral, I heard, was like over 5,000 people.
Of course, easily. Because
Yes.
nobody could not believe that a national arena would be decorated.
What's the most expensive funeral you've ever done?
Well, I've done some.
Yeah, in what price range?
Well,
You don't need to know who, but just
No.
the price. What's the price
I've
range?
done some expensive funerals.
Like 2 million?
But there were times
5 million?
there were times gone by when
6 million?
that was on the table.
5 million. You've
There
done
were
a funeral
times
for up to
gone
5
that
million.
we did a few. We did a few.
$6 million funerals.
We did quite a few expensive funerals.
$8
back in
million
the time.
funerals in Jamaica.
I'm not.
He's
I
ducking the issue.
Wow.
He's ducking the issue.
But Tommy, let me ask you, to spend $8 million on the dead, does it make sense? Because after all, for all intents and purposes, pastor and father, the person is dead. They don't know if I'm being drawn in a horse carriage, a Hummer, a ladder, a deportee. It doesn't matter. They don't know.
Miss Kitty.
Does it make sense, Father Lewis? I mean, at the end of the day, the person is dead. They know nothing.
No, it does not make sense. Earlier in the program, I used the word, the appropriateness.
Yes.
And I think for us as Jamaicans, in many ways, more than just when it comes on to funerals, we've lost a sense of appropriateness right across the board. And our sense of values has been brought into serious question, because we go overboard. We pay far more attention to how things look rather than how things are.
Yes.
Yes? The condition of people's lives, the condition of people's families is far more important than how it looks when an individual has died. Now, I do agree, and I must say, when someone dies, it is our responsibility, not just the family, but all of us as a community, church as well, to see to it that that individual is buried with the greatest amount of dignity and care. Yes?
And that doesn't necessarily mean the price of the casket
No,
or the horse-drawn carriage.
It has absolutely nothing to do with that. Yes? Now, you know, I also said earlier that it's a travesty. It's an honest-to-God travesty that many of the people, Tommy, I know, listen, you talking from the point of view as a businessman.
Yes, yes.
All right?
Yes, I agree.
But
also,
I am seeing the same family that comes to you
yes.
after you are finished with them. They now come to us.
Bright light, fellow?
They now come to Glenn and I and others. And then, no, hold on, Tommy. And they now say, all right, fine, we've done what we felt we needed to do. Yes? And they honestly felt that they needed to go all the way, to pull out all the stops, to have the biggest bling thing.
Encouraged by
But
bright lights.
you see, the thing too, Tommy, is that, hear this now. You see us here, I'm not just talking about church, but I'm talking about people like yourself who are in the business of caring for families when they grieve. We all have an obligation at this point to help to care and to teach families. Yes? Somebody comes and they say, you know, I want something that everybody looks up to my loved one and all of that. We say, yeah, we want that too. However,
At what cost?
exactly.
Yes.
And not just financial cost, emotional cost,
Exactly.
the psychological cost. Okay? Those things are far more important than the financial, because many people who may have the money also have other concerns that they have to look at. Are they caring for the other individuals in their family who need help?
And let me just bring in Pastor real quick. Funerals like the dance hall and the bling funerals, as Father is talking about, are they putting people under stress and duress to match up and to live up? So my friend around the corner got this funeral. Lord have mercy, I cannot just wear my family now normal.
Miss Kitty, you're correct. And the issue of peer group pressure is not just a child's place, not just teenage stuff.
Yes.
Persons sometimes are pressured, and I'm saying needlessly, because for me, it's a matter of misplaced priorities. I wanted to ask Brightlight earlier, as we talk about shared responsibility, because you see, it's not just the pastor, it's the business person must have a moral compass that guides him or her. Someone comes to you and say, I want this kind of a funeral. While you can't judge, and you shouldn't judge, but in the discussion process, do you ever seek to guide them and say, listen?
That's the point I've been wanting to make since Father has been talking. When you walk into my offices, any Brightlight office, at any point, the first thing that we discuss is finance. What position are you in terms of a funeral? What kind of funeral would you like? They say, okay, let's look at the package. I said, hey, I'm starting from the bottom up.
Right.
I've never started from the top down. I've started from the bottom. That means we have counseling with families, because sometimes they come in their emotional state. Sometimes they lose focus as to a lot of things. And it's our responsibility to sit them down and say, well, okay, listen, we have from a basic to whatever you can afford.
Yes.
That means you're brought through the process. There are times when they pick stuffs, as Father said, maybe a casket. Maybe they want a glass casket. But can you afford a glass casket? No.
So you try to advise them not to?
Many times.
But let me ask you,
many times I have said no.
Let me ask you, Tommy.
Yes.
Some of the bling funerals and the dancehall funerals, people have been dug up afterwards, because when they look and they see the chains and all the monies and all that, that's the next problem again. Because the people are being dug up.
Miss Kitty,
and I hear that caskets are being dug up and resold.
Miss Kitty.
Because the casket is so expensive, Father.
Miss
You
Kitty.
say, so I can reuse this casket. Is that so?
Miss Kitty.
Are funeral homes recycling caskets?
Miss Kitty, that was from the past, way back before I even came on board.
Okay.
That doesn't happen anymore.
Okay.
I've never heard of any such incidents.
Yes.
And I can assure you that most people who walk into a funeral home and want something with a bling, they have their money.
Well, gentlemen, I have to wrap, but I mean, very spirited discussion. Thank you so very much, Pastor Samuels. Thank you, Tommy Brightlight.
Thank you,
and
my
of
dear,
course,
for having
Father
me.
Lewis. Thank you so very much. And of course, yes, don't make the pastor. You understand? Behave yourself. But of course, you're a wonderful gentleman. Thank you, Father. It has been a pleasure being here with all of you, and of course, shedding light on the funerals, come what may. I really must say it is very important that we not only send off our dead in style, but try to live as best we can, so we have no regrets when they shall take their last breath or close their eyes. Live good, and so even in death, we can still celebrate. It has been a wonderful discussion. Miss Kitty here signing out from Impact.
Yo, John, stop. More time you take for granted the time we are spending with your friends. Now them gone. Used to split you really not too when I ask you, you make me laugh. When me tell you some can't, you tell me some smart. So break my heart to see your answer. When the preacher pray over your body that day, some me know me lose a friend. It hurt me to my heart, life won't be the same. Some me know me lose a friend. Some me know me lose a friend.